Oh yeah, I've got to record, haven't I? Hang on 2 seconds. Let's wait until
we're
live.
Tech
We are
tips
live.
for the win.
I told you we were live.
We're live. That's all right. We've got to have a little pre-show banter anyway, won't we? I mean,
Yeah,
we've already
Daniel.
had 20 minutes of it, but people are missing out on the goodness. Now we've got to be civilized.
On the good shits.
Who are you hosting this week? Or am I doing it again?
You're doing it again. You're the host.
Okay.
Now.
All right.
You've,
it has been decreed.
You've taken.
Jamie, check your Facebook Messenger quickly before we start.
Oh my goodness, Ian!
God,
don't do this to me.
That worries me.
Oh no, just what we're talking about.
Recording in progress.
Yeah, that's it.
It's even better than that.
Oh God.
Oh, continue.
I haven't started, have we?
Man,
Yeah.
big smoky man.
Okay.
Can everybody just make sure that or somebody on the YouTube too?
This is a Rickroll I'm going to be living.
No, it's not. Just listen.
Well, it's an advert in a minute.
Listen.
Episode 33rd?
What?
It says episode 33rd.
That's another one.
No, live now. Episode 33rd.
33rd.
Seriously.
In the description.
It does say episode 33rd E3 showcase.
Fuck.
That's right. That can be edited on the fly.
Yeah, I can fix that while we're live. Just talk.
So I'm too busy watching Paul Heyman sing the theme tune. Wrestling is a good way to start it.
Hey, just walk us off.
They should have got the guys that did the that viral clip, wasn't it? And his name is John Cena. Anyway, we started. Are we live?
Yes, we
We're
are.
live. Yeah.
We're live. Oh, cool. All right. Well, oh shit. I better turn that
Do you want
down.
me to edit the video details?
I've got it. Don't worry.
Okay. Should we get started? Are we ready to get started?
Yeah.
Or are you editing that? You've hit record, so this is just bonus content now, isn't it?
Yeah. Freebies.
Freebies. A peek behind the curtain. Gray, do you want to sing anything before we get started?
No, I'm dying inside.
I know you're a big fan of John Cena. You're a bigger fan as I am.
Oh, cool. I can create polls.
He's up there with stealth games at the moment.
Well, he's really good at stealth games.
If you had to pick between play a stealth
Can't see
game
him.
or wrestle John Cena, what would you pick?
Oh,
Well, obviously wrestling John Cena, that means I get kicked shit out of him over spamming.
I don't know. He might give you the 5-knuckle
I
shuffle.
was going to say, till he gets the 5 moves of doom, and then you're done. Get the shoulder barge, the
Does he still do the FU?
spine buster, what's it called now? The attitude adjustment.
Attitude adjustment.
That was it.
Yeah.
FU was Brock Lesnar, wasn't it?
And then the STF.
STF, yeah, instead of the 5-knuckle shuffle. Anyway,
The FU was Cena. F5's Lesnar.
Oh,
Get
F5.
out of your
Yeah,
bum chum
FU
club.
used to be.
So anyway, welcome to John Cena Tavern. We talk about all the best moments of John Cena's career. Best one was when he got beaten by Bray Wyatt in a Firefly Funhouse.
Can I ask a quick question, please, before we start?
Uh-oh.
It's 39, not 38.
That's not really a question. That's just...
That's a statement to let you know that you still fucked up.
I hope all this is going to be included in the audio version, by the way, Daniel.
No.
I don't need to cut any of this out. This is gold. This is good.
It's not as good as when I forgot to record. I did the whole intro.
This is true. This is true. All right. Shall I get going?
Yeah.
Have you changed
Okay.
it?
I mean, we have got going already, haven't we, guys? So, hi. Welcome to Xbox Tavern's Xpod Tavern, episode 39. Probably 38, 33, who cares? One or the other. I am Jamie, and this week I'm joined by Dan
Hello.
and Ian,
Hello.
Graham,
Oh,
and a very not stressed at all Ross.
Hi.
How are we, gentlemen?
Let's ask Ross. Ross, how are you and how's your computer?
Fan-fucking-tastic.
Yeah,
Is everything
F-bombs
wonderful up in Scotland Towers?
Oh, it's wonderful. It's just beautiful weather, not in any way, shape, or form stressful in the slightest.
Good. And that's what we're all about here. Nice, cool, calm, chill vibes.
yeah.
Graham, Ian, Dan, are you stressed?
No.
No, I'm quite good with that.
Good.
Got a bit of a toothache. That's about it.
Well, yeah. I suppose, all that, what did you say? It was Mauritius food. I'll do the trick to help you out
Yeah.
as he
Keep eating.
nibbles away.
Mhm.
Yeah, why not? Let's keep eating. Got a toothache.
Exactly. Why the hell not? And we're back as a 5-sum this week, obviously, as you can see if you watch on YouTube. And if you are, hopefully you caught the shambles before this official recording started, because that is the good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So welcome. We are Xbox Tavern once more. And we do a video game podcast every Sunday at 8:15 most nights. Sometimes
I mean-
8, sometimes a little bit before, sometimes afterwards. And we write stuff on xboxtavern.com, where you can find reviews and features and interviews, etc., etc. And on YouTube, as well as our wonderful live streams we're doing now, you can find videos of reviews as well, or tips and tricks of videos, or little shorts. And we've had a few go up in the last day or two. So go over there, give us the old like and subscribe and all that goodness.
Sounds like a professional.
Yeah.
Almost. That was almost professional. And then
I mean, it's taken him 39 episodes and he's still not got it right.
I mean, it's you've just thrown my flow off now. Anyway, we're talking about John Cena. He's the best, isn't he?
Jesus.
No, you can find.
Do you know John Cena's in this podcast right now?
Yeah.
He is. He's just. Oh, where's he gone?
If it bloody was, I wouldn't do.
He's right behind you. We got our Discord. You can find the links in the show notes below or on your podcast app, I imagine. You can join us for some video game chatter and sometimes John Cena chatter. Our Patreon, it's on patreon.com, just search for Xbox Tavern. If you could chuck us $1 or $2, that would be lovely, because we would be very happy. And we might even send you some happy smiley face gifts or pictures or underwear if you do such a wonderful job.
Or we might be able to find a better technical director for the podcast.
Oh,
You're lucky he's a few hundred miles away. Oh,
there will be blood. It's going to go Mel Gibson on your ass.
And then our Apple Podcasts, if you leave a review and rate us, you we'll read it out on the show, such as, oh my god, Lu Tucci.
Yeah.
I'm going to say your name one more time. Lu Tucci. Oh, Lu Tucci. The best UK podcast I've listened to for a while. Worth a download and enjoy all the banter, news, and fun the hosts have. And what fun we have, eh? Hey, Ross,
Exactly.
you having fun?
Love it.
Fitting review, isn't it, for today's episode?
I think so. So yes, thank you very much. And if you want to be read out on the show, just leave us a 5-star review and a comment, and we will read it out, no matter what you put. Then that's a guarantee and a challenge, probably. And then I search Xbox Tavern on Google, and I'm sure you'll find some other bits and pieces for us. So, video games, gentlemen, they're all good, aren't they? Yeah,
They are.
Certainly are.
a resounding silence. Good. A good
I don't know
video
if it was a
game.
rhetorical question or not.
Well, at points it can be rhetorical, but today let's go positive, shall we? Let's try and bring the energy up, bring the mood up, hype, positivity. Video game, Dead Space, Ian. Dead Space.
Well, long
Mm.
as it's not free, that's all right.
So EA had their event on Thursday, and the long rumored / tease / spoiled reveal of a Dead Space remake was finally confirmed. They showed off about a minute-long trailer. There wasn't really much in it other than just mood setting and scene setting, but it's
Doors
basically-
opening. A lot
yeah,
of doors
opening. A bit of a monster in the shadows going. "Rrrr." That's my good monster. Do you reckon, I got the job at EA, by the way. You know, doing the effects of the monsters. I don't know if I told you that yet, but
Sounded like an old ghost.
something out of Scooby Doo.
Oh, my back.
But yeah. So, did anybody watch the trailer?
Yeah.
Did everybody watch the trailer?
Yeah.
And are you excited that it's a remake rather than a sequel?
Is it
Well-
a true remake, though, or is it a
Yeah.
remake?
If they remade it and killed Carver in Dead Space 3 and you don't have to play as him, then I'll be fucking happy as Larry.
Well, to go along with the trailer news, there was an article on Eurogamer which they basically said, well, them themselves are quoting an interview with IGN, and they're basically saying that they are possibly using cut content from the original game. So where, who was it, Visceral had to cut stuff out due to technical limitations and stuff back in 2000, whatever year it was. It seems like they've gone back to them docs and they can probably add that stuff in now that they're like the Series X and S to power it, because it's just next gen only. It's not previous gen. It's not a previous gen game. There was no release date given, as far as I saw.
No.
No. But yeah, it's next gen only, and so it seems like they're going to add extra content into it to sort of pad it out and to make it more true to the original vision.
So is
Yeah,
it
so
a remake
it's-
of one?
It's a full-on remake, a la, you know what's coming, Resident Evil 2. Very exciting indeed. If it's as good as that, I think we've got a winner on our hands.
Hmm.
I know Ian, obviously. I forget, the rest of you played Dead Space, the original one?
The first one I did, yeah.
Played the first two.
You're lucky.
Wise. Yeah, I was going to say you were wise to stop there.
Yeah, that's the reason I did stop, because I've seen less than stellar comments regarding it.
It's I was going to say it's not a bad game, but it is pretty much across the board, other than it being a Dead Space. Yeah, no, the first one's awesome. I thought very good indeed.
Yeah, first two, the first, second. I think, yeah, probably the sequel's probably better than the first, but
it definitely had that bit of Resident Evil problem where it went a bit more action, didn't it? Number two.
Yeah, it did.
Whereas one was more slow-paced horror. Two sort of.
It's just there. That was my cusp of scary time.
It was good. It was a good game. I love the mechanics of like taking the legs and the arms off the aliens. Yeah, it was brilliant.
Did you complete Dead Space, the first one, Dan?
Yes, thank you. I think that's one. I'm sure I did. Check my achievements.
He did not complete it.
I'll believe it. I'll take your word for it.
I'm sure I did.
Yeah, no, it's a very good game. Very good story. I think I've said before on the show that they did like an animated, what's it called? Like a motion comic, I think it's called. So it's not like a fully animated thing. It's just like still panels, but like, characters' arms will move, or very small things will move. And they were awesome to set up the story. And then the game just carried on from there, and it was awesome. Did anybody prefer Dead Space to something like Resident Evil or Silent Hill or any of the other sort of horror games of that time?
I prefer Dead Space personally.
I prefer Dead Space to Resident Evil, not Silent Hill.
Outrageous. I was just trying to weed out the people we need to get rid of. That's all. Cool. Right, mark them down. I think of all of the horror games that have come close to Resi for me, the original Dead Space is probably the one to get the closest. It sort of seemed to take a lot from Resident Evil 4, didn't it? With like the over the shoulder and stuff, and the action was not too intense, but not too cumbersome at the same time. I did like the way they used the UI, so it didn't have like a menus. It was all built into the world, wasn't it? Like, so it was on his little wristwatch type thing, and obviously his health was on his back. I don't think many games have sort of taken that since then, have they, and run with it?
No.
Which is a shame.
Very few and far between that have used
use
that type of thing. I think the only thing of recent time that I can think of, but not horror, is Sea of Thieves, where they've scrapped the whole type of UI to fully immerse you into the game.
Yes, and they did a great job of it. So obviously this is EA Motive, who made, I forget, we talked about it last week, Star Wars Squadrons, was it? Is that the right one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Squadrons.
Has anybody played that at all? I know Dan has.
Dan played it. I tried to jump into it, but I only done like the first couple of levels.
It's hard, isn't it? It's not easy to kind of know where you're going at times, especially if you do if you spin around like 3 or 4 times, you're lost. You're like, where the flipping hell am I?
Do you think, based on what you played of that they can do it's going to sound mean, but do you think they can do a good job of this, basically, roughly based on what you played?
I think so.
EA Star Wars.
Star Wars looked amazing. Yeah. So you would like to think they can. I mean, are they? I can't remember. Are they building it from the ground up, or are they literally using?
Yeah, that's to say.
I think it is a full-on.
Full on, like bit like Final Fantasy 7 or Resident Evil 2. It's fully from the ground up.
Yeah, they're taking the gist of the story and the settings and that, but they're just rebuilding the whole lot. I think they're doing it on Frostbite. They said. Yeah. Whereas the original one, I think, was on Unreal Engine. I think.
You are correct.
That could be a gamble.
Yeah, Frostbite hasn't got the best of reputations, is it, when it's gone outside of Battlefield games?
Was it Mass Effect Andromeda done in?
Yeah, Mass Effect Andromeda.
That went well.
Mirror's Edge, Catalyst.
Mirror's Edge was a good looking game. I know it was very simple in regards to the colours, but it was a good looking game.
Dragon Age as well.
Didn't FIFA use that as well?
Yeah, FIFA used
it. Yeah. So yeah, we'll see. But are we quick round table? Dan, hyped or not?
Depends on the price. If it's a full priced game of 60 or 70, yeah, maybe not. If it was essentially, I'm just replaying the same game again and paying for it, so maybe not. If
that's
it
maybe video game,
that's what a lot of people do.
Yeah,
maybe you asking Jay, he's done that about 7 times with the same game.
Yeah, no, but I mean, I suppose I think if it's at a lower price, I'll be more happier. And then I want to see more gameplay. I don't like the fact that when they dropped the trailer, it was kind of mood setting and that was it, and there wasn't here's an actual in-game shot. So
Yeah.
They'll
at the
probably
moment,
save that for like Gamescom or something like that, or when it's near to release.
possibly. But like I said, until I start seeing what it actually looks like, then I'll start making my mind up whether I'm happy or not. And
When do you think we'll actually see it? Because as I said, there was no release date. I don't know what EA have got sort of coming up this year, but do you reckon they could squeeze it in this year? I don't think they will.
No, it'll be next year.
Yeah, you might be looking at the end of next year, maybe.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. They'll probably like hype it up a bit at Gamescom a bit more, and then they'll probably wait and be dead air until maybe E3 next year when they have a showcase.
I'm just thinking there's quite a few games coming out this December, isn't it? So they're probably going to stay clear of that 2021 release date.
One of the best times is a thriller. Do they plop it around the Halloween time?
I don't
Yeah,
see
that's
why
a good
games
shout.
don't do that. Any Halloween, like Blair Witch, I think they dropped in and around Halloween time, but then all the other Halloween-esque games dropped, I'm sure, November or before Halloween and before October, which I think is daft. I think some sort of scary game needs to drop in that Halloween window.
Yeah, definitely. Or at least drop earlier and then do like a big sale or a big push around Halloween again.
Yeah.
Well, all the Dark Pictures one, they come out on Halloween, don't they?
Yeah, they're all roughly about that time. Yep.
It depends what direction they take it. Are they going the more thriller based, or are they going more action based?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Hopefully they'll go back to proper hardcore horror and survival and all the nasty monsters that were in the first game. Ian, hyped or nay? Yay or nay?
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
Damn right. Russ?
100%.
Day one for me. Day one for me.
Yep.
That will be.
So Dan will pick it up free.
Like I know I'm obviously scared of it when it comes to games, but I think that one I'll definitely pick it up straight away, and then hide it behind my controller whilst I play it.
Sitting behind the sofa with all the lights on, just like,
Yeah.
And just imagine how you like
Massive beams, like Dan's games room. That's how bright
Yeah,
it'll
exactly. We'll be able to see it from like. I'll be sitting up here and they'll be like, oh, let Ian started playing Dead Space then.
be. That's it.
a beam of light in the distance.
a bit like this.
Beacon is lit.
Jesus Christ.
Oh,
That was,
yeah.
that was bright.
Yeah.
Gray, excited? Looking forward to it?
Lukewarm. I mean, I enjoyed Dead Space 1, but I hadn't played 2 or 3, so kind of I
What
will
about if
play.
they added some good stealth mechanics to it?
Yeah.
He's
And
out.
you
know
got
more
to
on that
drive, and you got to drive as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be a way of finishing it off straight away. Added a stealth element. Okay, I'll see you later.
Yeah, and I am out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so glad they finally confirmed it at least. So now it just becomes every time they announce anything with an army of people going, "Where's Dead Space? Where's Dead Space? Where's Dead Space? More Dead Space." But yeah, looking forward to it. Looking forward to playing some scary video games in the distant future. And hopefully, again, like I said, they sort of master those comics and all that sort of stuff as well. Because I really like the lore around it as well.
Yeah.
Up until 3 anyway. Yeah, happy days. So as I said, that was part of the EA showcase, and they announced a few other things there. Did anybody watch the show at all?
Bits and pieces, but it bored me.
Bored you.
Anyone else?
Bored you? Why?
I jumped in and around FIFA, and I just can't stand when they all sit there and say, "FIFA's going to be so good this year. We have changed the way we're going to do this." You say that
Yeah.
every year, and
Yeah. It's the thing. I know I'm going to get it, but I just don't like hearing all the rubbish hype around how it's so different when you know it's not going to be that different.
it's a
What
new
have
skin
they
with a
called
new
it?
mode.
What have they called it this year? They some sort of weird mode they've.
No,
they said
FIFA stayed the same. You're thinking of Pro Evolution Soccer.
Yeah, probably.
Which
Yeah.
is
No, yeah. I was going to get to that, but they've classed it as some sort of special.
No, so is it
Well,
introduced?
the hypermotive technology.
That's it. Yeah, thank
that's
you.
a new thing for the next gen only consoles. Yep, I'd seen that.
Yeah, but that's not in the PC version, is it?
No, because they're based on the PC version has been based on the standard gen version.
Yeah, which they're livid about.
Yeah.
Which is an old EA trick because I don't know if you guys saw, but I think for the last 2, maybe 3 years, they've released the Switch version of FIFA, And literally on the box it says this game is the same as last year's, just with a roster update.
Yeah,
Give me £60, please.
pretty much.
So they're not even trying to hide it. It's literally the same game.
In fairness,
Whereas-
But yeah,
next
didn't
gen ones are
IGN do the same? Here's the same
Yeah,
review.
they literally reprinted their review. Yeah.
And the thing is, right, the only thing I have with that is, again, this might be snobbery because I've got a next-gen console, but I don't feel like they should have to optimize the next-gen console version for the Switch. Play what you've got, and then the same with the well, maybe it's not so much PC, but I don't really look at FIFA as a PC game. It's a console game.
But I would say, if all they're going to do is update the roster, offer it a DLC pack.
Yeah,
offer it as
or games for
a cheaper download or something. Much like, as you said, Pro Evo going to eFootball now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Football, yeah.
It's a live service, subscription. No, let me get that right. It's not a subscription, is it? It's just a free-to-play game where you can purchase.
They just call it white flag football. They've given up the surrender.
Yeah.
White flag.
Yeah.
In fairness, I think a lot more people will pick up eFootball, whatever the hell you want to call it. It's International Superstar Soccer.
Oh yeah, ISS. Remember that?
If we're going to go properly old school, I think they'll pick up a few people who are not happy at the poor showing from FIFA.
Well, if it's free, and they normally drop 2 weeks before FIFA or a week before FIFA, could do.
It was still pants. I mean, I had a couple of games on it yesterday, and even on the sort of the high resolution TV I had, the grass flickers.
Ooh, wow.
Well, I think they've changed as well. They've gone from the Fox engine, which was the Metal Gear one, to I think they're doing Unreal 4 now, aren't they?
Yeah.
So that might improve things, but yeah, it was always considered the better game, wasn't it? Back in the day on the PS2 and PS3.
It bounced.
Literally, it's the PS2 days.
It bounced backwards and forwards. Like originally, sort of FIFA was better than ISS, and then ISS/Pro Evo kicked in, and FIFA went way down, and then over the last 5, 6, maybe 7 generations.
Yeah, I think probably about 2014 it was a one
13, 14. It started becoming FIFA starting to pull its power back.
Well, it was once foot dropped properly and people got onto the kind of building your own team. That was that's money maker for them. Yeah, totally. I mean, I remember playing. I think it was the Xbox, the original Xbox game. Oh, which one was it? One of the games was forward compatible, so you could play it, and it had Adriano on the front. Was it? Was it Pro 6?
Yeah, that's probably the 5 or 6. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember playing that, and there used to be leagues set up and etc. etc. Anyway, I think we've killed Jay with.
Oh no, I just want to keep this going. That tear the taste of their medicine.
I don't know why I started the football talk. We've covered 2 news stories there in one fell swoop, so we don't have to do them anymore.
Yeah, and we can't say it's coming home either. Right, anyway, move on.
Yes, so other than FIFA and Dead Space, they also showed off Battlefield 2042's Portal, which isn't a collaboration with Valve, unfortunately. It's a way of letting players customize maps and modes with stuff from Battlefield 1942, Bad Company 2, and Battlefield 3 in custom maps. Does that do anything for any of you?
I've lost the Battlefield thread. I don't know what the fuck is going on with that game anymore.
Yeah. I didn't like it. I didn't like that.
I mean, as soon as the game drops in a Game Pass, I'll pick it up, but not before.
Again, that's another, like we were just saying with FIFA and Pro Evo, and that is, it's going up against things like Apex and Warzone and stuff, and they're trying to charge £70 for just a multiplayer only game.
Exactly.
I know exactly. It's what the fuck?
Yeah, it's mad. It's a brave move in the market at the minute with so many free to play games, but yeah, we'll wait for it to come into Game Pass.
They've got a following, haven't they? As long as they keep churning it out, people will still kind of get in it.
Well, it's always been classed as the better tactical shooter.
It's a slower pace, much slower paced game.
I preferred it to COD. I used to play that for a while, and then obviously, as you mentioned, all these other free games have come out and are so much better. And they shat the bed with 1. Was it 1 or 5? I can't remember.
Yeah, well, they tried putting their own battle royale into. Was it 1 as well?
Yeah, the fire,
Ring of Fire or whatever.
But was it? And then it was not like 8 months after the game released, it finally dropped. So it was like all hype had been killed off from the game,
Yeah. Well, they were getting ready to release the next one, then, weren't they? Pretty much.
Yeah, they were praying that they could bring folk back with this, and it was like,
Yeah.
you can't work like that. You need to have it ready to roll day one.
Yeah, it's Battlefield has never really grabbed me. I mean, I'm not much of a military shooter fan, I should say, as it is, but Battlefield never really grabbed me.
That's because you can't aim.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I can't aim. I die all the time, and at least in Call of Duty, I can get back into it quickly. Whereas in Battlefield, it's like a slow. Oh, I'm dead again. Oh, I didn't get to blow anything up. But yeah, other than that, they revealed Grid Legends from Codemasters, another racing game from those guys. Gary will love that. Got a name Lost in Random, which is one of their like EA originals. Like, what were you playing? It Takes Two, and A Way Out, and things like that. It looks pretty cool. I don't know if you guys watched the trailer, but it's just like a little weird, sort of random little platformer type thing. Looks pretty interesting. And they also revealed Knockout City Season 2 with a new map, which is a Hollywood drive-in, based on various films and that. Ian, Apex Legends stuff. Did you watch that?
I did.
Legend Emergence. Can you regale us? Because I didn't even watch that trailer, to be honest.
Yes, it's basically showing that there's a new character. As always, new season. It's a black guy, so that's got me invested straight away.
Instant win, yes.
Instant win.
What's his name? Seer, is that right?
Sears, Dan, you might know a bit.
No,
Sears.
I didn't.
Seer.
I didn't.
Sears,
Yeah.
Remember it. But yeah, I don't know. I can't really tell what his
powers look weird as hell.
Whether he can is it going to be like a fusion of Waif, or is it something that he can steal people's powers? I'm not too sure where it's going with.
It came across that he could steal the powers, but it didn't really. I love the way he's doing a selfie just right now.
Damn right, that's how I roll.
It's strange. I think he can steal his powers, or that's what they're suggesting, but you'll never find out the true of what happens to his powers for another, week or 2 weeks, and then they'll drop
tomorrow.
The actual. Oh, is it tomorrow now? Sorry. So they'll drop that actual story in, won't they?
Yeah, tomorrow's the gameplay trailer. Normally in the gameplay trailer they show the characters' power and pattern.
This season doesn't start until the 3rd of August. Is that right?
So normally it's next week. Yes, next week.
I'd say, is that right? I'm literally looking at the information right now, but I thought I'd frame it as a question.
It's like, I'm pretty sure it is still that's a week away. It's not far. Yeah.
That's like Dennis Rodman dressed up as Kung Lao.
It does, isn't it? So this is just a new season, right? It's not a new game mode like the one they released last month before, whatever.
No, so I think they've changed. World's Edge. They've changed a bit of World's Edge.
It's all turned into snow, hasn't it? Now, or there seems to be snow imploding over the map.
Well, there's a bit of snow in World's Edge and towards the middle kind of areas where they're.
But it came down like an avalanche as such, didn't it? It was like avalanching in. So whether more of the map has gone into snow, who knows?
As well as the one with the train.
That is the one with the train, correct? Yes.
Yes, I haven't played Apex in ages, but good. Okay, cool. So so excited about that? You're going to jump back in? I assume you've been playing it quite regularly anyway, you two, but...
I haven't played it as regularly as I wanted to, but black guy, I'm black. I'll give it a go.
Are you? Shit.
Oh my god, I am shit.
To get you to play games, they just need to put a new character in as a black guy, and you're invested straight away.
100%. Anytime there's a black guy in any game, I'm invested straight away.
Excellent.
Why did it take you so long to get into Gears of War then?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Cold Train, baby!
He's a decent one as well.
That's because Kate exists.
That's starting on 5. There's 4 more before that he's in.
Well, that's my excuse I'm going with.
Best character in the one of the best characters in the series.
The Cold Train.
Right. Okay. Cool. Right. Cold Train. Keep going. Cold Train. While my computer freaks out.
Cold. It's the whole train.
It's coming down.
I don't think that was Cold Train, but I appreciate the throwback.
God. He was Papa Shango, wasn't he?
Back in the 80s.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. There we go. See, we're bringing it back with the wrestling references. First John Cena, now Papa Shango.
Give me his other name as well, then.
It's got a bit of Godfather vibes as well,
was
doesn't
it
it?
Godfather?
Godfather.
Fighting machine.
There
I
was
can't remember the other
Karma.
one.
Karma.
Karma.
Was it Karma?
Yes.
Yeah, Karma, the ultimate fighting machine.
Oh, not Kamala.
No.
Not Kamala. Definitely not that guy.
No.
You did that wonderfly there.
Yeah.
I was almost convinced you were, secret second identity.
Minus the fact you've still got your legs. But
I mean, well, let's just move on from that, shall we? So yeah, that was pretty much it for EA Play or EA. Was EA Play, wasn't it? Something like that, whatever it was called. Not the most exciting showcase in the world, apart from the Dead Space reveal, but hopefully next year they'll steer clear of FIFA, and no, they won't really.
No.
They'll just fucking
it's a
waffle
cash
about
cow.
that.
Jeff, when you earn like $1 billion a week or something daft, why would you?
Yeah, I'll be interested to see if they go to free to play after Konami had done that with PES, but
It's
I think
never
it'll take-
ever going to happen.
I think it'll take a hell of a push when it'll take Konami to really pull things back for them to go. Oh, maybe we should do free to play as well.
They can't afford it. All the licenses they've got. There's no
They
way.
can't afford it. Fuck
Yeah.
off. They can afford whatever they like.
What?
Well,
What
yeah,
was I
true.
say?
They wouldn't want to stump up that much money and not
Well,
bring
yeah.
in so much
Yeah,
back.
exactly. They wouldn't want to risk losing out when their CEO's got a couple more yachts yet. Right. Speaking of CEOs and affording yachts, Ubisoft.
Oh, nice
they're
segue.
a big old company.
Yeah.
Cunts.
A while
Wankers.
ago,
Wankers.
approximately. Well, yeah. I mean,
They've not done themselves any favours, have they?
No.
Yeah.
Quite a
God,
few of
no.
them.
I saw literally one of the best Twitter meltdowns from that when it wasn't announced as a Splinter Cell or something else, which James is going to explain now.
Am I?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
All right. Okay. Well, I'll carry on reading, and hopefully, I'll get what you're saying. So, 8 years ago,
No.
long time ago, they announced. Well, they started developing an Assassin's Creed spin-off, which eventually turned into a game called Skull and Bones. Anyone remember Skull and Bones?
Looks fantastic.
It
Vaguely.
looked fantastic
Black Flag remastered.
5 years ago,
Money boats.
and they were supposed to be released in, was it 2014, 2015, I think it was.
Ooh.
And then they put it back to the year after, and the year after, and the year after. And now we are in year 2021, supposedly. And it's still at least another year away. And there's a big expose on Kotaku, basically saying how everybody's really pissed off with it. And
Jay's teleported
it
again.
was-
What is going on with these
What?
cameras?
See, I'm talking about Ubisoft. They're coming for me. They're coming
Yep.
for me. They've come
Oh.
it's Sam Fisher. He's put his goggles over the camera.
Exactly. Ah!
Sam, just get a game. Stop touching me. Yeah. So, was anybody even remotely interested in this? Ross, you sound like you were.
Oh yeah, I thought it looked amazing. The Black Flag's one of my favourite Assassin's Creed games, and the idea of having the full ship combat sort of fleshed out as a full game was
its own
just
game. Yeah.
amazing to me. But
It seems
Yeah.
like they've just. It's just been a disaster. I mean, Ubisoft, obviously, if you've been keeping up with the news, have sort of not been in the best of light in the last year or so,
No.
anyway, considering the allegations and the shithousery going
did
on
I
over
also
there.
read something that they have an agreement with the is it Singapore government that they have to complete this game? They have
It
no
wouldn't surprise me. Yeah.
they have no other option, but they must put it to completion, regardless of the state it comes out in. They need to put something out that has this title under this banner.
Yeah, I mean,
Otherwise, they're
I haven't
massive
read this whole.
breaching.
I haven't read this whole article, but it's probably in here somewhere.
Sounds like a cyberpunk issue with the Polish government.
Yeah.
Is that
it-
because
it-
of the amount of times they stressed out their staff or something?
Basically, yeah, that they've just, people have gone to them with concerns. They've just brushed it off. They've just changed directions several times. They've obviously all the people being cunts have just delayed things left, right, and centre. And even though it did look promising, I mean, I'm not interested in the slightest, but it did look like something that could do quite well if it had have released before Sea of Thieves like it was supposed to. But now I'm not so sure.
Yeah, so just to give you a wee bit more on that thing about the Singapore government, is basically the game's costing Ubisoft upwards of 120 million to make it. But a deal with the government of Singapore, where the main development studio is being based, is providing generous subsidies to the project. So because they're pitching in as much money as they have got it in that they must complete the game.
That's the problem when making deals like this, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll have your money. Yeah, no worries, we'll get it done. Shit. I suppose you don't want your money back and we can just stop. No. We want it, please. But this all got broken and everybody's being an arsehole.
And now we've got your money. Let's all go on a retreat and hang on a minute.
Let's pretend to fire all these cunts that have been fucking it up for everybody.
Just looking at when the project started, it started with 100 core members to build the project. It's now got 400 members.
Ubisoft way.
All deciding, do you want to just play as the ship and do ship combat, or do you want to be a pirate and have both? So I really feel like that should have been the first idea that got arranged and sorted before you started developing the game.
You'd think that was
that was like this is your start point. I'm going to be a ship-based combat game, or I'm going to be a pirate exploration game. Start here, flesh it out. Not
7, 8 years on.
You're
you
not 8
shouldn't
years
be having
long,
that conversation.
Well, what are we doing with this again?
Should we go back to ships?
Yeah.
Or back to pirates?
Ships. But should we just scrap the boats and just go back on land? That
Yeah.
sounds like a good idea.
Land
That'd be
pirates.
easier. That'd be easier. But yes, it sounds like it's in trouble. But as you say, Ross, it's got to come out at some point.
Yep.
Do you have high hopes for it when it actually arrives? If it's going to be any good or not?
No. I mean,
Probably not.
No, it's
In
too
trouble. Yeah.
far too many potholes it's had to overcome to get to even this point. That I can see them just sort of throwing it out, and it's down to like £10 by the first 3 months of the game coming out.
Again, that's
already
Ubisoft.
rooted in that kind of vein, I suppose.
Yeah.
So you have to steal members from that, which is going to be a hard ask if it's going to be broke.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be another sort of Duke Nukem Forever style. It's just in development forever, and then it comes out, and it was like, why the fuck did you bother? What was the point in this? I'm sure it'll probably be passable, but not 10 years worth of development passable for another ship combat game / pirate combat game /
Yeah, because by the time it comes out, they're going to be able to use. They're not going to put a full game through a brand new engine to develop it, so it's going to be 6 years old at least.
Yeah.
And how it'll look.
And
Do that magic again. Ian?
I know, I was like, even like this, and all of a sudden I was like, whoa.
We just got distracted. This fucking hell.
He
What's
just
going on
frowned
here?
at his light switch.
That's it.
I laugh it went off.
Magic.
Yeah. Whoa,
Yeah.
shit.
Well, that's a good way to get out of that conversation.
Yes.
Let's get into more happier news, shall we? So there's this little game called Halo Infinite supposedly coming out this year. Don't know if you heard of it. And the first technical preview could take place as soon as next weekend.
Oh,
so if you listen to this on the Sunday live with us, hello, welcome. Hope you're enjoying the bants.
Ignore the
And
first
if you-
20 minutes of the.
Don't ignore it. Just watch that over and over again. It's the best part. And if you're listening during the week, you've got till this weekend to finish filling out your Halo Insider Program profile.
I need to
So-
do that. I'm doing that now. Hang on.
It's very important because, as they say, I forget the name of the guy. I'll see if I can find him quickly. But basically saying if you haven't finished filling it out completely, where are we going? Here we go. Brian Jarrett, the community director at 343, said over 100,000 people have attempted to sign up, but they haven't completed all the steps. So basically, those people who signed up going, yeah, I'm going to play Halo soon, they're going to be shit out of luck because they haven't finished all of the steps you need to do. So if you go onto halowaypoint.com, you have to verify your email address, you have to verify your eligibility for the flighting programs, and then you have to pick whether you can do console, whether you can do PC, whether you can do both. And there's a couple other things as well. And all of that must be done before you will get accepted into the program.
That not finishing signing up properly is the most Dan thing ever.
I'm just checking if I've done it. I've got no
yeah,
idea. I can't
Dan's
find
sitting there like
Yeah, he done
desperate
it.
to get in and then realise, shit, I didn't verify my email address.
So it looks like basically next weekend they're going to, well, hopefully, as soon as next weekend, they're going to put out the first flight-in demo for a large portion of the people who signed up. Not everybody, but a large portion of them. And it's going to be versus bots rather than player versus player. I think it said 4v4 matches. So you'll be teaming up with people, but you won't be going against people. I assume you've signed up, Ross, have you?
No, not yet. I haven't even looked at it. I've been far too preoccupied this week.
Just because your computer broke doesn't mean you've got an excuse for not signing up for Halo. And is anybody else other than Dan who's frantically trying to do it?
Trying to click on it.
Literally doing it right now.
I did it 10 minutes ago.
I'm doing it right now.
See, I did mine like a good boy about a month ago.
What time zone are we?
But it's yeah. So I'm hoping at least one of us will get in by next weekend if they do it, so we can play some Halo and report back.
How the hell do you even do it? Oh, the inside. Oh, there we are.
On
Yeah,
the
you're not
inside-
allowed to
yeah,
talk about it. FYI.
Halo Waypoint.
Which of the following
we can-
games do you prefer?
we can,
Halo 3 or ODST?
We can
Yeah, I left that one off.
encode. I've been playing this game called Ola preview, and it's very good. It's shootings. Yeah, so video games and Halo. If you want to play Halo next weekend, possibly, make sure you fill out your Halo Waypoint insider information stuff as soon as possible. Yeah, I said 100,000 earlier on. They said they've got 6 figures worth, so it could be anywhere up to just under 1 million people have signed up already. So chances are, excuse me,
Yeah.
I've really got to run.
No way.
My cat bought a mouse in last night, and it's just reappeared. I've got to grab it quickly. It's right there. So take over. I'll be right back.
Daniel,
Where are we
jump in.
taking over? What are we taking over from? I'm trying to sign up for the beta.
Next news story.
Next news story. Let's
Should we
have a
talk
look.
about either football or new Ubisoft shit game?
No, let's go on to what has just dropped on to Game Pass. Give me 2 seconds because the page is loading
Oh,
up.
yeah, let's talk on what's going
I
on.
mean,
with
why
Game
do we
Pass,
just...
but
What?
I was,
Why do we not
Was
move
it-
on to the next section? We are 31-week trial.
Oh, what, the 31 games?
Yeah.
What, just miss all the news? All right.
We've done about 6 news stories, Dan.
Okay, let's go.
Dan,
Right.
you want to be under an hour, and you're
Yeah, for
saying-
fuck's sake, Dan.
So I'm trying. Oh God, guys, you're stressing me out. I'm trying to sign
To
up
be
for
fair,
the beta.
actually, curious question before we do move on.
Curious George.
What is everyone's thoughts on the new Tom Clancy X2 fighting game?
Nah.
it's shit, isn't it? What's the point?
I know. It's another, what the fuck? Did not love him Hyperscape or Hyperspace, whatever it's called.
Oh, did he eat the mouse? What's he chewing on? We can see you're eating it.
You got
Yeah,
the
I know.
cat or you got the
Yeah.
mouse?
I've got a mouth.
Where is it now?
Good.
In his mouth. apparently.
Yeah.
Good. It's a bit skinny, but good. No,
Oh, yeah.
as I got up, we run behind a fucking TV cabinet. So I put some little snacks.
So you
down for
got
him.
distracted by a snack.
No, I put some grapes and stuff down for him, but I just ate one.
Grapes.
Hey, it's snacks.
Put some
Oh.
grapes out for the mouse.
Just something to
Surely
try and draw him
cheese.
out.
Oh,
Oh.
so
Cheese. I ain't
Just-
got anything. That's the first thing I could grab out of the fridge. Anyway,
just jumping
right,
back
sorry,
to
carry on.
the Halo part, just one wee quick thing I've just noticed though. So apparently when it's saying if you want to be considered for the flighting program, you also have to be enrolled in the Xbox Insider program, not just the Halo one as well.
Oh, really?
Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a little nugget that I didn't see on that one.
Yeah,
I
to
mean,
be-
I am enrolled in it. But
I'm sitting looking at it. To be considered for console flighting on Xbox One, Halo Insiders must also enroll in the Xbox Insider program. If you're not currently an Xbox Insider, sign up on your console at the earliest convenience.
Right. Well, I'll be signing into that then.
I'm already that anyway, so I'm good.
Yeah.
so yeah, so get on with the
I'm
Halo,
not.
opt in, get involved, and if you've got a mouse in your house, let me know. At
What snacks do you put down?
Anything.
A
At the minute,
euphemism.
the problem is the cat's sitting next to the grapes now, so I'm fucked either way. Fucking stupid
You're
cat.
dreadful.
Oh, right. Anyway, where were we? Sorry. Let's carry on. I've been looking for him all day. Fucker. Thought
He
he'd
brought you a
escaped out the
present?
door. He did literally when I got him back from yours last night. I literally walked through a door and he was like, meow, meow. You fucker. Don't you tell me you brought me fucking dropped the mouse right in front of me and then run off.
My case to do that.
Right,
fucking
done.
thing.
I'm signed up.
Yeah, so Matt.
Halo for the win. Right. Halo and mouses. That's what we come to the Xbox for. That's pretty much all the news. If you like to news,
Yeah.
Yeah.
let's do this. Right. Video game 30-week challenge.
Ka-chow.
Ka-chow indeed. This week is day/week 21, which is the game with the best story. And we will go with Daniel first.
Oh my God, who changed it? What a penis. So it is Red Dead Redemption, not Red Clem Redemption. You dirty. Yeah, so it's Red Dead Redemption. One of the games I finished. I enjoyed the story. It was a long ass game. It was probably I'm not 100% sure whether I've finished all the GTAs, but it was my first. I want to say
Game you have
first one.
completed?
Well, Rockstar game I completed.
Only Rockstar game that he's
Are
completed.
you on about Red Dead 1 or 2?
1. I haven't finished 2.
Shock.
Two.
I mean-
Well, if you want to sit on a horse for 30 minutes, going from one area to, is he going to find the mouse again?
Yeah, I think it is.
For one end to the other. Yeah, but for me, the Red Dead Redemption was one of my better stories, and I also saw what you guys wrote down, so I didn't want to pick any of those. And as Jay's gone, we'll go to we'll go to Ross. Let the other two sweat.
Yeah. No surprise, Mass Effect 2 for me. Best video game ever made, so it was always an easy one to pick for the best story. Does everything that 1 does story-wise, but makes it nicer to play, and then 3 comes close storyline-wise, but I think 2, just with the sort of suicide mission, I think the characters that 2 introduces are probably out with sort of Garrus, Rex, Tally from the original Liara. The actual new characters that could join you on your journey, I think 2 is probably the strongest batch that you add into the game.
I think 2 sticks with me more. I remember 2 more just because of, well, the whole game.
Yeah, and that's testament to how just amazing that game is. Even without the remaster just coming out, 2's still a really nice looking game to play. It's not got the best artwork in the world, is it? It's not photorealistic, but it's still a great looking game to play.
Yeah.
So no, Mass Effect 2 best storyline
For
in
you.
any game ever.
Nice. We'll go with Ian because he hasn't got anything there and he looks so confused. Oh, his
I was
headset.
mute. Yeah, I haven't come up what I put because someone tried to sabotage it.
No,
so it
you
wasn't-
didn't have anything there before I sabotaged.
Okay, that's fine. Maybe I didn't have anything.
Language of love.
It's
That's
not
why it was
language.
there.
Definitely not language of love. Fuck me. Probably I'm gonna piss off Dan again and go for 2 games. Because I can think 2 games in my head. So Alan Wake or Portal 1 and 2.
So 3 games. You didn't go for 2. You went for 3. Fuck me.
Yeah, well, you know, same franchise. Like Ross went Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
But pick 2. I'm gonna go Portal 1 and 2 and pick 2.
Okay, right. Okay.
There we go. Portal.
Fantastic. Graham,
As a
save
whole.
us because I'm going to shoot Ian at some point whenever I see him.
What's
Yeah,
wrong
I mean,
with
not-
Portal?
It's
Well, it's a
nothing.
great game.
It's
The best storyline in a
best
game.
story. So
are you
let's pick
sure?
20.
Yeah, true.
Okay, no.
I mean, Alan Wake's better storyline.
Yeah, at
You
least
hate
that
Alan
had a
Wake.
decent storyline. I didn't do it.
Portal had a
Oh,
great
it's good.
story.
It had a good story, but not the greatest story ever.
Well, true.
Or one
True.
of the greatest stories in a game. So I picked Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, the first one. I mean, the second one had a good story too, but the first one was obviously the first in the series, and it just one of those ones that capture it, and even like not massive sort of Star Wars lore fans can sort of get into that kind of RPG adventure, and it had a good twist in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The lore behind that game with sort of with Revan and things like that is amazing. Like, never as bad as it sounds for being such a Star Wars fan, I've never actually played the old KOTOR games. So
Yeah, see, I haven't.
Yeah,
either.
They
I
were
never done it.
good.
I never played them at all.
yeah,
Not for me.
I desperately like. It's just for the fact of how old they look now. I
Yeah.
struggle going back to it. But having read the lore that goes with the game and things like that, it's just
Especially if you like Mass Effect, it's the same style kind of game.
exactly yeah.
Am I right in thinking that obviously it was the original Xbox KOTOR, but
Mhm.
there was such a jump from those graphics to the 360? Am I right in saying that the jump in
Ish, yeah.
graphical was quite big? That's why I never picked it up and played it on the 360, because I was like, why do I want to play this old?
Yeah, like I've seen it obviously. It's been in Game Pass,
Mm.
and I'm like, it's had a remaster, or not a remaster, but they've done their sort of best to make it look as good as they can for the Series X and things like that. But
Yeah, I definitely recommend it. It was because of those ones that made me go back and redo Jade Empire, and that was a good playthrough as well. Same, I think same developers as well. It's just
I just wish they made it canon. I wish like that story was
yeah,
a canon
was good.
storyline,
Mm.
instead of being part of the Legends stuff.
it was great stuff. And now, obviously, we're down to the Mouse Hunter Jay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still not back.
What did he put?
So
Oh, there.
See, I don't believe that he put
he
that.
agreed with Dan and went for Walking Dead.
I thought that was the case. So I
I
suppose
didn't put no, I didn't put that. Jay put that himself.
The
He put that
Walking
himself.
Dead.
Yeah, he loves the Telltale series. As
Yeah.
much as
I
he doesn't
thought he
love it
prefer-
as much as Dan, he still actually loves the
And-
Telltale series.
And then he
Yeah.
didn't pick the best Telltale game in Tales of the Borderlands.
I was
He
saying, Tales
does.
of Borderlands.
He
was
does
better.
love Borderlands, but obviously Walking Dead is what started it all. And
Sure.
well, which one had the better story? Is
Tales.
probably yeah. It's about to say that's hard for depending on which way you lean, but yeah, maybe
If
he
you like-
prefers Walking Dead.
if you like Borderlands, Tales of the Borderlands is the better. I think.
Even if you
story out
don't
of-
like Borderlands, Tales of the Borderlands is still a
It is good.
fantastic
It's
game.
hilarious.
It's
and
brilliant.
I'm not saying it's not hilarious, but then you've got to look at the if you played Walking Dead season 1, and that's how you got invested into all the Telltale game series. That one will resonate with you a lot more than
Yeah, but once again, the thing was the best story.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't which one did you play first or got you into those?
No, true.
Because then
Maybe
would
he
you not
thought-
even say that The Wolf Among Us was better than
Nice, I never played
Oh
that.
yeah, that one.
Wolf
was good
Among
as
Us
well.
was
Wolf
good.
Among
Yeah.
Us was a better story than the Walking Dead series.
It's
I
got
would
and then they
say.
made a second one because they weren't going to make a second one. Then it all went.
Yeah,
Downhill.
that's when they pulled the plug.
Yeah.
There was rumored that it was coming back to do another, or some other company took over their range of games and was going to do that. So,
Has this
Yeah.
mouse turned out to be like some sort of fucking biker mouse from Mars type idea and is beating the shit out of Jay just now?
you just forgot how old Jay is. He's like the old woman in Tom and Jerry. He's on a stool somewhere shaking his fucking bloomers.
Please tell me his cat's called Thomas. Thomas.
Oh,
Well,
Oh.
as he's vanished, we'll move on to the next bit. So each and every month we play something called Project Game Pass, and for this month of July, it is Forza Horizon 4, and we've done a pretty crappy job of trying to all sync up and play this. So
Yes, we have.
maybe this Wednesday, guys.
Needs to be this week. Come on, we need to get our fingers at our arses and play this game.
Yep. Yep.
I've
you
been
need
playing
to-
solo, but
Yeah, I've been playing
yeah.
loads solo as well, but
Have you done my tutorial mission?
if I do it tonight, are you going to be on this week? Categorically,
Told
none
you,
of this,
Wednesday.
none of this pussy whipped underneath the thumb shit. If I do it, you're on.
I'm on Wednesday. I've got the gym. Yeah.
Yeah, I could probably do 20 minutes before I get shouted at.
Yeah, cool. No, well, hour and a half, maybe. We'll see. No, yeah, definitely. This Wednesday, we'll play it, we'll stream it, and that's fine.
Boom.
Everyone happy?
Sounds like a plan.
Everyone do Wednesday. And I'm looking at you, Gray.
yeah, no, I should be able to. I mean, I've done the intro. I want to play at least make that worth the effort as you made me play that.
Thing is, the intro
Good.
part of it shit. The co-op, or not co-op, but multiplayer grouping up side of shit is brilliant.
Yeah, once you actually get into a match, me and Jay were waiting for about 15 minutes until you get into one.
Really?
I know it took ages that night. I don't know
That's-
what was
Yeah,
going
I've
on.
never had it as bad as that.
It was horrific. It wasn't even one off. It was about 3 or 4 that took a month of stomach to bloody get into an actual game.
Oh, he
But
appears.
once we did, the zombie one was quite fun for a bit.
Yeah.
How was the
Oh yeah,
mouse?
the playground game ones.
Yeah.
Jamie.
Hello?
Yeah, you have to
Did you-
defend yourself for picking Walking Dead Season 1 as the best storyline
Yeah.
out of all the Telltale games.
You've been
Have
outvoted quite
we, have, we been,
drastically.
have we been for everybody else?
Yes.
Yeah.
What makes you think that, Jay?
Well, there's
I mean,
this
we've
character
gone
called
half hour.
Clementine,
Clementine.
and
Yeah, you missed the boat there at all.
I figured I would have done. Sorry, that mouse is just—he's a fucking ninja. He's better than Sam Fisher. He just disappears. God knows where he went.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But there was arguments that you could have chosen The Wolf Among Us or Tales of the Borderland.
you know what?
why-
I very nearly did pick Tales of the Borderland. The only reason I didn't was because I don't remember the story as well as that as I do of season 1 of Walking Dead.
Yeah, go on.
Mm.
That, we have to defend it now. You have to say why that
Yeah.
Season 1 is the best storyline, otherwise you have to kick yourself in the nuts.
Well, I mean, in general, I should really have just put the entire of the Walking Dead seasons, but season 1 stood out just because it was something that I hadn't really played anything like it before. Like, I played obviously a lot of games, a lot of story games, a lot
Once
of adventure
again,
games stuff.
not how you got into this thing. One with the best story.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the reason I enjoyed it so much was it just I enjoy zombie stories, which is a good start. I enjoy sort of like the personal stories without going full down about sort of familial, protecting of the family members and the kids and that. And the chemistry between Lee and Clementine I thought was excellent, as well as all the other characters as well, like Kenny and
Duck
and like Ben and even the really annoying ones later on. I just thought they were all awesome, and it was the only story outside of probably The Last of Us, which obviously isn't an Xbox one, which otherwise I would have picked that. That sort of really not affected me, but it's one of those ones you put the controller in like.
Brought a tear to your eye.
That was bloody brilliant. That was that was really like hard hitting.
Yeah.
It sounds silly, doesn't it? I mean, they're just pixels on the screen, but there's very few games that they've sort of stuck in memory.
Yeah.
That Last of Us, to a certain extent, BioShock, Portal, things like that.
Well, it definitely made Dan lose some fluid as well.
But I mean, season 1 of The Walking Dead, just again, I'd never really played like the choice based. I'd read like choose your own adventure books. I'm trying to keep this going so we can avoid the joke. But yeah, never really played a game like that before. Never really played like a choose your own adventure like that. And yeah, I thought it was absolutely excellent, and I still think it's absolutely excellent.
Excellent.
And the entire season's good, but the series is good. But season 1 is the best one as far as I'm concerned.
Excellent. You can go to games we've played now.
Yeah.
What games we played then? Who wants to go first? Ian.
Me.
Yeah, why not?
But if you forgot to write down your game of the best storyline, you can go first.
Yeah, well, if I could pick my one, I could. It's Places one, so we're not allowed. Anyway, games I played this week.
What would you have picked?
Legend of Dragoon. But it's not. Classic game. Chef Kiss. Anyway, I've been playing a little title called Formula 1 2021.
Vroom,
Vroom, vroom, car racing. So yeah, I've kind of indulged into that. I did the story mode called Breaking Point, which is, I guess, anticlimactic, and I could see what was happening from the get-go. It's kind of one of those whole classic student, older guy who wants one model. He's been in the game for years, and obviously the new guy comes along and wants to be better than him. Obviously they argue, and then obviously the protagonist, which is Devon Butler, who was in the Formula 1 2019, in another little story mode they had before. He was part of that, and yeah, I guess it was good fun, but again, it was kind of obvious where it was going. But
is it particularly long, or is it can you get through it in an evening or something?
I think 2 evenings took me.
Okay.
Two. Yeah, about 2 evenings. Good maybe 4 or 5 hours.
Okay.
Which is not too bad, but obviously, again, I don't think they've got the difficulty settings quite well, because there's obviously easy, medium, and hard. I did medium, and I kind of just breezed through it. And Kaninja saying the same thing he did on hard, and he's like, "This is ridiculous. There's no actual proper level to make it actually any harder. Like, you easily do all the challenges they set you out to do. It's not really a struggle."
So do they give you, like, in this race you've got to pass 10 people, or you've got to
finish position, or catch up to the packers for that. I mean, I had one time where I did it, and I got a glitch, which is quite fun. So obviously we had to catch up to a safety car, and then obviously finish the race in a certain position. But the safety car stayed out, and then about 15 drivers got disqualified for overtaking the safety car.
So does that mean you won?
I easily won it, because it was like, well, this is easy, because I slowly stood behind the safety car. All they asked get past the safety car, because the safety car was going like 4 miles an hour. So that was fun. So that was then so like, but it was good fun. It's obviously a predictable storyline, but I still enjoyed it. And then I started doing the whole My Team mode, where you get to create your own team, and basically every single race is pretty much how Hamilton and Verstappen's race happened on last Saturday, if you watched it. It's pretty much if they're taking every car out and kind of crashing into them and not getting told off. So yeah, that was good fun, but just doing that, pissing around. All in all, it's still a good bit of fun. They've definitely done better than it was last year. They've improved in quite a lot of
It looks a beautiful game. Like, it looks really nice.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. The shame for the only thing is they haven't put the new tracks in yet. So that's coming as a DLC, like a free DLC.
Free update, yeah.
Yeah.
That's not too bad then, as long as you're not having to pay for them. So what ones are missing out?
So it's Imola, Portimao, Portugal, and the new Saudi Arabia one. I can't remember what it's called.
Jeddah Street Circuit.
Jeddah, yeah, that's it. Jeddah, yeah. So that is Formula One in a nutshell. But yeah, it was good fun. Again, it's just for me. I don't really take it too seriously. I like Kinch, where he does proper like racing sims and he has a steering wheel. I just kind of do it for the lols and taking cars out and causing as much crashes as possible.
Nice. Have you picked up yet, Ross? Because you were interested in playing it when you did your new one.
I was waiting to hear somebody else's thoughts on it. I'd seen what Kinch put about how he was saying it was one of the best ones he's ever played, so I was waiting to get one other input to see if I'd pull the trigger on it. So Dan, you've got a new game got installed tonight.
Okay, I'm not going to play it.
No.
Cheers. I still can't find Dookie Dookie.
Okie dokie Literature Club.
I tried to put that on, and for some weird reason, my phone started going tits when I clicked into the store, and I was like, "Ooh, this doesn't seem sketchy in the slightest."
Oh,
It's on brand for the game.
Back out for that.
Yeah.
Nice. Have you played anything else, Ian?
And the other game we may be playing is I've continued playing the Watchdog Legions Bloodline DLC. Surprisingly, actually, really addictive and really once you start playing it, actually, I'm worried. It's actually kind of thinking about it, actually better than the main game.
oh wow.
That's
Big statement.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
I've seen that being said quite a lot. That because how it plays or the way it's designed, had the full game been like how Bloodline plays, Legion would have been classed as a much better game.
And that's it. I was thinking this now. I was thinking you could easily have made Legion as you could have made your own one or two characters. Part of it, maybe like a male and a female protagonist, and then you just pick and choose what abilities they have via unlockables, and it'll probably be a better game because at least you got that personality in that one character rather than just loads of different random characters and accents don't fit other people's accents. Like, got some old lady who talks gangster, and like, what the fuck is that about? So obviously they've mismatched two voice actors and a random RNG. It doesn't really work. But actually going old school to the characters that you know from Watchdog 1 and Watchdog 2 just works so well.
So is that not that the mechanics are different? It's more that you've got it's not the word's not affinity, but you've got affinity for those two characters.
Yeah, exactly. You've got a familiarity, you know
Yeah.
who they are, and actually it makes sense. Actually having a character or having a main protagonist kind of actually works in the game when you think about it. At the time, I was like, oh, this is quite different. This is new. This is different.
Yeah.
But then playing through the Bloodline DLC, you can actually know Watchdog is all about having that one or two main characters.
And then growing that familiarity and you care for them, etc. Okay, that makes more sense.
So yeah.
Fair enough. That's fair enough. So do you think you nearly finished it, or?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm near towards the end. I've had a few bits where it's like, I don't want to spoil the story, but it's point of like, yeah, this is coming to the point where I need to kind of pick a path and do the end. I've done all that, the side missions and stuff already. So again, now it's just going through the main story and yeah, definitely enjoying it. I think I'll probably finish up by tonight or maybe tomorrow.
How long do you reckon it will take you by the time you finish it?
It's a good long storyline. I think I've been playing it for about maybe 5 or 6 hours, and I think I'll have maybe 2 or 3 hours more to go. So it's a good, good long length for a DLC. Yeah, definitely good long.
Get your money's worth out of that then.
100%.
Yeah, happy days. Happy days. All right, and you enjoying some Blue Moon there? Lovely. Blue Moon.
Good. They only do mango. Is other flavors as well?
That one only comes with mango, I'm sure.
Yeah, they're you can get just a regular Blue Moon. We're not sponsored by Blue Moon. Although if you want to sponsor us, Blue Moon, I think 3 of us at least will take your
or Innocent Gun. Innocent Gun,
or
you're
Innocent
more than
Gun,
welcome to.
or Badger, or Witchwood. You know, just
William Brothers.
shout.
Anyone
No, I
who's
want the pint machines.
sub,
So Beowulf.
Beowulf for the submachines. Yep, because you get Innocent Gun for to go in them as well.
Yeah.
A little bit of collab between the two of them.
You know, I mean, 5
Okay.
of them can't cost you much. Just send one to each of us.
Exactly.
You know, we'll pimp it each and every week.
Pretty sure we can regularly plug it, and we can also
Drink a pint each week.
Yeah, regularly plug it and give
A pint.
a very
One pint
in-depth
each week,
review
what?
of it.
Anyway, sorry, where were we? Plug zone. Insert coin. Xbox 720 for 20% off.
Booyah!
Get your merch. Hello, darling. Look, I've got my Watch
Hello,
Dogs t-shirt
darling.
on. Never played Watch Dogs, but I like this t-shirt.
There we go.
Hello, darling. Daniel,
Oh,
what have you been playing this week?
so I'm only going to talk about the one game, I can't remember the second one. So Last Stop, which dropped into Game Pass a few days ago.
I think it was Thursday.
Yeah. So I heard it was a fairly short game. and I've been playing it via the cloud because I've had my mother over. So yay, my gaming room was busy.
Did she jump on your PC and get some leak kills on Apex?
Yeah, she was doing like headshot 360 turnaround, no scope. While
was she
healing
getting
herself.
your KD ratio up?
Yeah, she got it to 7.
Good.
Yeah, so anyway, I've been playing Last Stop. So it is a story-driven game. You play as 3 characters where their paths intertwine at some point. There is, I can't even think what the guy's called. As you play one, do I spoil this story? No, it's a part of the trailer, so it's fine. As you play through the game, there is something like weird happens, like Freaky Friday-esque style, where you switch bodies with someone else. And I guess you just play through the story to find out what happens. I'm on the last character, so I played them in order. So I went from left to right. So I'm on the lady who is I can only say like a secret agent, FBI-esque style person. And so far I'm enjoying it. It's got like a mix between Telltale and what am I trying to think of the other game? It Takes Two. So like there's sometimes when you have to run, you have to hit like your RB and LB buttons so you run faster. Like creeping up boxes, you have to press up and then left trigger and then Y to like climb all the way up.
You have to hold them all down in sequence, don't you? Just to get to the top.
Yeah.
Is it stealth-like for Graham?
It's just quick time events, which I love.
Yeah, have some of that.
But yeah, it seems quite so far from what I gather from the little I've played. It seems like the story is very linear. So no matter what you choose, it feels like you're not veering off on other paths. But I'm only really on the first kind of wave or run of the 3 characters.
Yeah. Each character, because as you say, you pick from 3, didn't you? Because
this
is the only game I've been playing this bit I can talk about as well. So each character is labeled chapter 1, and then they've got like a subheading for their chapter.
Yeah.
So I assume once you've finished the three characters, then you move on to chapter 2 for the 3 characters.
Yeah.
Chapter 3, etc. It's from Annapurna, who I don't think they've missed at all, really, have they? They were the ones who published. Ian, what's that game you like? What Remains of Edith Finch?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah. So they're generally, you see their name, you're like, this is something we should play. And so far, like you, Dan, I'm really enjoying it so far. I've only played about an hour or so, but
yeah, it's a good story. It's I don't want to say it's buggy because it might be the cloud, but it definitely like filters. So as you're running through, there's certain parts where you're running through London. It's based in London, by the way. As you're running through kind of London, did you find this as you're running through? It kind of, as you go to a corner, it stops and you can't go forward. You have to then bend round. So it's a flat kind of map or thing. But
the world is 3D, but you can only run in a very specific way.
Yeah,
and as the camera changes as well, you sort of moving the sticks, you'll be holding up, and the camera will change, and you have to hold down, and your character will suddenly stop and like, and then they'll get going again.
Yeah, it's a bit blocky like that, isn't it? That's my only gripe about the game. That kind of movement is a bit naff. It kind of takes you out of the immersion a tiny bit. It would be nice if you could it would just flow better.
Yeah. But so far, I mean, that's a very small part of what I played so far. Probably the same as you.
Yeah.
A lot of it is just choice-based dialogue choices and like you say, like quick time events and stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm very much enjoying it so far. I'd never really heard of it until maybe a week or so ago.
I saw it. Was it 3-4 weeks ago? I saw a trailer for it, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I like this. And then I saw that it dropped into Game Pass, and I was like, oh, do you know what? Sod it. I'll try it. And
Game Pass day
happens.
1. Why the fuck not? Try it. And so far, I'm enjoying it. I'm definitely going to finish it. I'm probably going to carry on when we finish here tonight. And then I've got the week off, so I'm going to try and play that as well as Redacted, and go from there. So, Ross, what have you been playing?
I've been jumping back in the old faithful, so I've been playing some Borderlands 3. So they dropped a director's cut, which basically added sort of raid bosses, added this new sort of story mode. It was like a murder mystery type idea. They bumped up the level cap to the sort of same level cap that's been on the rest of the the Borderlands games up to level 72, and then added in a few new bits and pieces that were sort of not. I'm trying to think how you describe it. It's very much like your objectives. So, what's it called? See, like in Apex, like your dailies and your weeklies, for example. That's what it was. I was looking for. I couldn't remember what it is. So they started adding in things like that. So if you kill X amount of certain types of enemies in a day, you get a key that either unlocks a legendary loot room or gives you credits for in-game, or Iridium, which is like their special in-game credit that you can spend to upgrade weapons and get cooler stuff. So they've introduced everything like that. So jump back in just to see where the game was now that it's pretty much end of life. There won't be adding a ton more into the game, I can't foresee, especially with their talk. They've already started looking at the next game in the series. So just wanted to see how they had finally finished off the game.
Impression?
Has he muted himself?
Yes,
Yeah.
and he forgot to press the button again. What a twat. I was looking for that mouse again. Nice. So, did you just say this is the final sort of hurrah for Borderlands 3, basically?
It looks like this will be the last big sort of thing that they're going to add into the game. I could be wrong, but it certainly seems like that's the way that they're going to go. It seems like it's now end of storyline, and that's just where it's going to finish for Borderlands 3. They might add odds and sod bits and pieces in. Like they've even opened up the seasonal events that they do. So they've got the Bloody Harvest for Halloween. They've got Broken Hearts, which was a Valentine's Day one, and then they've got the Cartels, which was a completely separate map that they introduced. So they've opened them up that you can have them playing the whole year round. So it seems like they're not going to be putting much more else into the game. They might, but it's genuinely speculated that that's the end of Borderlands 3's new content.
Fair enough. It's been out for a while now.
It's been out a couple of years now, yeah. 2-3 years, I think it's been out now.
Yeah, so they've supported it pretty well, considering, what was it, about 8-9 years between 2 and 3?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You would probably say it in a standard lifespan of a game that will probably be the end, but Borderlands 2 introduced a DLC 9 years after it was released. They hadn't released anything and then brought out Fight for Sanctuary, but I think that was obviously a precursor to build you into what was going to happen in Borderlands 3, because it was explaining how you were leaving Pandora. So that explains that at least. Oh yeah. So no, still one of my most played favourite games just now. It's always good to just jump back in and do different challenge runs and test your ability to try different things in the game, not just go your tried and tested.
Do you tend to play solo, or have you got like anyone you play co-op with or anything?
I says I would play through it with Dan about 3 years ago, and he never actually got back to me for it, so screw him.
Oops.
I mean, I wasn't setting it up for that, but I assumed that was where it was going.
I played 2 a bit in co-op, not so much 3. It's Borderlands. You've got as much as you can play through the game in co-op once. I prefer playing Borderlands that you get everything perfect, so you have to find the best rolls on every gun that you want. So it requires save quitting 25-30 times to get the right gun, and it's not everybody's cup of tea playing it that way. So it's good co-op game, good laughs, but the way I tend to play it is not suited for co-op play.
Yeah, no chance.
I was going to say, it sounds like I'll be your perfect partner, because we'd have no choice but to restart, because I keep dying all the time.
It's harder to die in Borderlands, that's the thing.
I'll find a way.
He'll find a way. Yeah.
I'll find a way.
He always finds a way.
Speaking of which, Graham, what have we played?
Yeah, I didn't die in any of these ones. So the first one, I just wanted to tie it off. Monks, the Sanctuary. I've been sort of dabbling in that for the last couple of weeks, and I was getting near the end, and I didn't realize how close I was to the end, but I wasn't quite at the level cap at 40, which is when you're at the highest limit that your creatures can go. And yeah, it was a bit of a grind to get from 38 to 40. Once I got there, though, I completely smashed the last 2 kind of bosses as such, and then that was kind of the game complete. It's the grind took longer than the end bosses and stuff. But it was kind of worthwhile because you got to experience the ultimate kind of weapon moves that they could do. And so I just went out and played a bit more because I was annoyed that it was finished that way, and beat all the other championship monsters and got the achievement that way. So that's now done and dusted. And
that was a Game Pass game, right?
it is, yeah. Not a bad one. It's worth a play if you're into those kind of tactical battles. And the other one is a game I need to write the review for, Indigo 7. And that it's a massive kind of love letter to Scott Pilgrim in its kind of graphical design and its storyline. It's a guy that's looking for love again after being heartbroken, and he's a bit of a dick, but then he's part of a band where most of them are kind of dicks. No one's kind of like, they're all unlikable characters. I'm not sure if that was done deliberately, but he's just a sop that's looking for love. His other bandmate is just a womanizer. He's got a woman in there who is a bit of an airhead, and the other one who's a goth who hates everything and is quite feisty. So not the most fun of characters, but the gameplay itself is just it's hard to describe. It's kind of you said like Puyo Puyo, but I've not played that one, so I don't know how close it is.
I haven't played it yet, but supposedly it's got a similar Puyo Puyo sort of gameplay.
Yeah, so you've got like a block of the hexagons as such, and you have to pick a color where your starting grid is, and whatever ones it's touching of that color, it becomes yours as such. And then as you keep touching more of the same colors, if you pick the right color, then it turns all of them that color until you've got the whole grid in one kind of color. And it's done it in a way that the game doesn't repeat itself, but it also leaves it, if you think it's a puzzle element, that you would never know whether you could have done it the first time. So it's almost like you don't know. The game is based on luck. You never know if you would have beaten it on a certain point because it changes every time you replay it. So if you fail, the whole grid of balls that you've got is a completely different color. So you don't know whether you can complete certain levels. So I think some levels are definitely unbeatable because some levels are quite tricky. And they also have an annoying habit of reusing stock phrases whilst you're playing. And it's good that it's got different, although it is the same hexagon changing colors, the thing can go from, you've got your own square and you'll get 3 others in their squares, and it's the first person to turn them all to one color, so it's a race. But sometimes you also got a limited number of moves, so you can't just do it really quickly and spam it because you'll run out of moves and you won't finish and you'll lose that way. But other times you've got a massive square that takes up the whole screen, and you've got to take it in turns to sort of dominate the area of turning them into your kind of owned hexagons. But every time whoever's turn it is, they say the same stop phrase over and over again. And considering every person gets about sort of 20, 30 goes, there's one guy that keeps saying magic fingers every time it was on his turn, which got old so fast. And if you didn't complete it, you had to restart it and do it over and over again.
You love the magic fingers. Is there one guy that goes, take it?
It's well, dude. It's so tedious. So yeah, they really didn't need to put that in, or at least add in different phrases. But no, same phrase over and over again.
I suppose that's when the mute button comes out and the Spotify list goes on.
Definitely didn't play that with much sound going on. It's tedious, very fast. But the storyline is just as far-fetched. It's very Scott Pilgrim-esque and is semi-interesting. But yeah, the gameplay of the whole changing the hexagons gets old a little bit fast. And the fact that you will never know if you are able to win that round because it changes every time you play it, at least in Suspect, it's way too much on luck than it is skill. There is an element of skill to it, but I think there's a lot of luck to it as well. And yeah, the last one I'll just quickly touch on because I haven't finished through is Christ Tales.
Yes, a long time coming, that one. It's finally releasing Game Pass again Thursday, I think, or Wednesday, something like that.
Yeah, very typical JRPG style. It's obviously your character is like the chosen one style of thing, as it always happens. The person of...
Oh, I thought you meant my RPG style for a second.
Yeah, Japanese style, yeah. Well, that is your style as well. Your preference.
Yeah. Take away the RPG, perhaps.
Yes. And so she's the one of prophecy, and she basically unlocks the power of altering time in a way, which is clever as it plays as part of the story as it does in the battles. So in the view on the screen's kind of divided into like 3 kind of triangles where you can see into the past, you can see into the future, and you're walking around in the present. So you have a little weird talking frog that comes with you, as he does in Japanese games, and he can time hop to the past or to the future, to depending on what you need. Like if you need to get some blueprints in the past, you can time hop to pick up those things and bring them back with him to the present, which is quite a little clever way of playing. And it also applies to the battles as well. So if you're facing an enemy, you can poison them and then send them to the future. And obviously all that poison over time kind of kills them in kind of one quick go. But yeah, at the moment, it's quite an interesting kind of concept and everything. The storyline's quite good, but the game itself is very, very slow. The character moves very slow, and they've put a lot of areas where you walk a lot of places and you backtrack, and there's like no run. It's just a lot of slow walking, which that is a bit of annoying. And I'm only kind of an hour and a half into it. So yeah, they need to integrate a speed up button so you can move a little bit quicker. But
yeah. Even as you say, it is a JRPG. It's actually I think it's Brazilian developed.
Okay.
Which is a bit of a weird mismatch. But yeah, as you say, it's quite slow paced. I played the demo. I quite enjoyed it. The visuals are awesome, I think.
Yeah, I was just looking at it. It looks really like a nice looking game. And I like that whole, as you're saying, with the whole triangle design where you can like sort of see the 3 different dimensions type idea.
It's clever. It is a cool concept. If all they needed was that, speed it up. Because if you're doing story bits, running about in different parts of the same area, so slow. It's not even like a reason, like you can't take it in. It's just like you just want to get to A and B a bit quicker, not waste sort of 2 minutes running from one end to the other just because he's that slow. But yeah, I'm still sort of in the first parts of it, so yeah, I'll hopefully get stuck into that more this week.
Awesome.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we can look forward to a review of that on xboxtavern.com, as well as several other games such as Redacted, coming up in the next week or so from yours truly. Yes, but no, I literally haven't played anything else apart from a little bit of Last Stop that I can talk about. So we're just going to shimmy on. Gentlemen, I'm lost where we are because he's back again. Oh, he's such a fucking ninja. Literally turned away and he's gone again. Oh,
yeah, he's having a fight with Jerry.
I'm pretty sure I'm like hallucinating his fucking mouse at this point.
Shouldn't you let your cat just get on with it?
I did. He just sat there and watched him. Little fucking useless cat. Don't you go under that door. Don't you little fucker. All right, I've got to go. Take over, Dan. You're on.
I'm on. Oh God, stage fright. Ross, new games to Game Pass this week. Please.
We have 26th tomorrow. We've got a couple of games. Blinks, the Time Sweeper on cloud and console. Crimson Skies, High Road to Revenge, cloud and console as well. And then 27th, the big one, Microsoft Flight Simulator on console, Series S and Series X only.
And supposedly that looks dead sexy on the S.
I've been cannot wait to jump into it. It was 101 gigabyte install for people who have not got it installed yet.
God, yeah.
Get clearing some space and install. I've had to clear quite a significant chunk to get ready for it. 28th, we have the Forgotten City coming to console, and then the rest of these are all on the 29th. So we have the Ascent on cloud, console, and PC. Lethal League Blaze, cloud, console, and PC. Project Wingman for PC, and Omno on console and PC.
Excellent. A beautiful set of games dropping next week. Ian, what's leaving? Tell me.
Yeah, not much leaving this week. We've only got on the 31st, well, I'll say the first really wouldn't be. It Lurks Below, The Tourist, and Undermine. Wow. Only those 3 titles, so not many leaving this time.
No, that's good. And then the free game. I forgot to download the first set of games with gold, but they were not that great anyway.
Yeah,
so.
you weren't missing much.
Yeah, I'm not bothered about this lot either. Go on, go.
And you have Planet Alpha from July the 1st to the 31st. Rock of Ages 3, Make and Break from July the 16th to August the 15th, and Midway Arcade Origins from July the 16th to the 31st. So pick those up.
Yeah, they're your free games, so get them, you pay for them, grab them. I'm not even going to bother waiting for Jay. We're going to wrap this show up. Right, so thanks for tuning in. For more Xbox Tavern content, please follow us on Twitter and Facebook at Xbox Tavern. For all our written reviews, head over to xboxtavern.com and check out our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Xbox Tavern Official. You'll see loads of shorts and yeah, we'll just be spamming a hell of a load of stuff recently. There'll also be news clippings from the podcast that Jay's starting to do now. So comment if you like them. He'll keep going. You can follow Jay at IanXSan. You can follow myself at ChocolateBear80. You can follow Ian at Nutty Ray. You can follow Graham at Graham Reaper. And you can follow Ross at Chaotic UI. Gentlemen, say goodbye.
Ta-wa for now. Ta-wa.
Ciao,
Ta-wa.
folks.
Morning.
And then we'll be back for on Wednesday. So keep hold of the YouTube channel and yeah, that's
Yep.
it.
Make sure you tweet Ian Axan if you want to find out whether he caught that mouse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
get the Twitter poll
Yeah.
on if whether or not we think Jay caught the mouse or if the mouse actually kicked his ass.
Yeah. Also, your mouse techniques of how to catch one. I mean, mine
Yeah.
would be
Yeah.
get a cat, but
Yeah,
his
do not
cat's
put
apparently the
never-
grapes.
cat's failed.
Yeah, don't get grape. Cheese.
Cheese
Well,
would
yeah,
probably
it's
be the
just-
most.
It's like putting beer down for it to drink. Right, anyway, guys, let's go. See ya. Take care. Bye.
Cheers, folks. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, there.
Recording stopped.
That is it. Bow, wow. I can't believe. That is it. We're done.
Yeah.
1 hour 26. Oh, there he comes. Why does it look dishevelled? Why does it look like the mouse is like ragdolled them halfway
Honestly,
across
this
the
fucking
room?
mouse is going to do me in.
Did you find it or not?
Yeah, but he looked injured last night. He ain't injured. He's like a fucking super mouse.
Told you.
What a bastard. Anyway, sorry, carry on.
That's
We're
right. We're
done.
done.
Oh, we're done.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we were waiting to see if your cat was going to piss on your controller or not.
Johnny, you won't go anywhere near this bad boy. Look at it. Look at it. Look at all the colours, Ian. Look at all the colours.
Too many
Fucking
colours.
mismatch mess.
That does look like unicorn vomit.
Damn right. It's
Just-
a shame I couldn't get individual coloured sticks and stuff.
Every colour under the sun.
Would have fit
Under the
more colours
rainbow.
on if I could, but that's all they let me.
It's gross. Right. I'm going.
Is that us? So I stop streaming then.
Yeah. Wednesday.